So we're gonna run Ninja Gaiden Black, and timer will start when I hit X here. So 3, 2, 1, and go. So I have Audie and Judd with me in the channel. They will just my boys.
Yo.
So oops. But yeah, there's a thing in this game called Ultimate Techniques that I will be using a lot for fights because they make them really crisp and way faster, obviously. But the thing about that is that it can sometimes mess up the money situation because the UTs can give you more money from each kill, but yet if you absorb it, it will only give you like, I think like 20% of the total essence. So we try to absorb the big ones and only use up the littles to maximize our money. But so there, I broke that post so we can get the yellow essence, and then we will drag it through the wall. Sometimes you can get all three there, which is really cool. Not this time. But yeah, you got 200 essence. Alright. Alright, and there we go. Got a decent amount of money out of that. Ooh, I'm gonna go back and grab that. But yeah. So a big part of this run is there's plenty of RNG to go around. Literally any fight can go different in any other run. So it's hard to stick to a hard strat on certain rooms, which we would like to change, obviously, because it'd make it, you know, more, you know, optimized. But sometimes it just doesn't happen. So we'll be grabbing a lot of health potions here to make sure, you know, we stay alive. But there's some you can end up skipping because you have a cap for health potions. So we'll be coming up to our first kind of major fight. The white ninjas can be a little annoying in this room, depending on how fast they jump down. And we have to get RNG, so that's nice. But yeah, they can just dodge whenever they want. And there's also another weird thing about this game, is that for some reason the slashes do a variable amount of damage. So an attack could kill a ninja or like an enemy like with less attacks. It's so wonky, or sometimes it'll take more. It's really weird. But yeah. So here's our Mirai. He has a chance to block you immediately like that, which is neat. But you want to hit him as he is charging you, because it opens up his frames. So you don't want that move, so he'll just block afterwards. But yeah, so you want him to bait him attack, let him roll at you. Just do this. That's the easiest way to do it. So yeah, it's chapter 1 done. Sometimes he can block in the beginning and just kind of mess you up real hard, but yeah, not too bad. Our money situation, I think, should be okay here, but yeah. So chapter 2, just a lot of running around really at this part. Nothing too crazy. So I'll just get to show off like a lot of the movement mechanics here. Another thing I like to point out is that on most parts it is slower to like run on the walls. So whenever you see me like run on the walls, I'm losing like a little bit of time. So that's like kind of a guideline, is just like kind of stay away from the walls like that. But sometimes it's really tricky.
Hey, do we have a moment for a couple donations?
Yeah, sure.
So, a couple of these came in while I was doing my Super Mario 64 and lighting everything on fire. So these are a little old, I apologize. We have $5 anonymous donation that says, I want Roma from the Wand restream. Wiggle her hair red if we reach 1801. And then Roma came in with another 5. As the French restream has a challenge on my hair color, if we exceed 1800, is to donate to choose the color. I choose the red. And then $52 from OBS that says, did you try turning it off and on again?
Sweet.
Classic.
Thank you for those donations. Alright, let's come up on the village. We'll be grabbing a weapon here that is crucial for some bosses in the late game. Looks like nothing now, but when you upgrade it, it's a beast. So we'll grab the bow here as well. There's a cool strat coming up that hopefully will work out here. So by Inferno, which is a Nimpo, and the Nimpo is pretty much the special power. If you see the flame, like right below the health bar, that is our Nimpo, which lets us use the Nimpo power up. So we will equip it here for this next fight and these horse guys. Hopefully this will work out. We'll see. Nice. Sometimes that dude can just live with like a little bit of HP and just mess you up real bad, so that's nice. Alright. That should be good. Yep, there we go.
Yep, got the double. That's good.
Grab more potions. So this boss, people hate it. I mean, everyone hates it. Pretty much. When you hear that like metal noise, you hit him, that means he blocked the arrow. He has like a chance to block an arrow that you shoot at him. You can shoot him in the exact same spot as you did last time and it still wouldn't matter. But we're getting pretty lucky here. Nice, not bad. Sometimes you can like hit him. You can get those really rare ones, and then he doesn't block a single one. Or you can have ones where he just drains you of your arrows, and you have to fight him normally. And those are just rough. But yeah, that's not too bad. It's pretty good.
That was pretty decent.
So, so I picked up an item in chapter 1, which was the Talisman of Rebirth. What that'll do is save me from dying. Except when I drown, which you'll see later, and when I fall off the edge. So there are really rare occasions of me falling off the edge on specifically this map because you are very high in the air. So, but we'll be playing real safe. Let's see. I'm really proud of the strats that we have for this chapter. Frozen.
Yours is good.
Okay. Should I?
There we go.
Okay. But yeah, so this, especially this strat, this one was super cool. Hopefully, I only got 2, but most of the time you can get 3. And I'm abusing the counterattacks there. The counterattacks are huge for this chapter, specifically, because you can hit those soldiers' hitboxes twice with the technique, and then so they'll die like super quick if you do a counter. So usually with those guys we'll do a counter and then the UT, and they'll go down like super fast. And yeah, we don't really use it that much like later, but on these guys it's super good. So we get a blue herb from that guy. So we will do a full UT, which is that, which gives us more money. Alright. Do another counterattack on this guy coming down. And it should be for this room. Yeah, you can kind of see it like hit him twice there at the very end as he finished the technique. Oops. Now here's the part you gotta watch out for. Those edges, you can just fly right off, and then boom, runs over. It's very unfortunate, but sometimes it happens. So we will use that yellow essence, charge up, and just like that. Here's a good example of them taking more hits or not. They have a range of dying to 2 hits from arrows or 4. Like, it's just so bizarre. But you just gotta let it happen. Bye. Okay. So there will be another boss coming up that probably guess he's a huge problem as well. Pretty much every boss can somehow kill a run every now and then. So
Talking about the absolute unit.
the unit. The main man, Dynamo.
Just in awe the size of that lad. You'll see.
Yeah. So I will be using smoke bombs here. Smoke bombs are huge in de-aggroing enemies. Oops. But yeah, they'll just, you know, like a smoke bomb does, right? You just throw it down, they don't know where you are. So sometimes we really need them. We'll be using them a lot. The Dynamo. We'll use a few on him, depends what kind of attacks he gives us. But yeah, he can be a huge issue because he has a move that makes him not just, you can't hit him at all. He just makes a big bubble around him. Oops. He puts a big bubble around him, and it's just, you're done for. And you just have to wait it out. Nice. That was a really good fight. AKA, he didn't do the bubble.
Yeah, right. Good job, dude.
Thank you. But yeah, chapter 3 done. This ain't too bad. The bosses have been pretty nice to me so far, so not much to complain about. This chapter is just movement. That's about it. So you'll get to see some cool movement, little techniques here and there. You may be wondering why I'm not using the stick to move the camera, and that's just because I feel that it's easier to kind of move with Ryu rather than work with your like second hand on a camera. I find it's like kind of easier to kind of set up and make consistent. But yeah. pick up the Inferno, or equip the Inferno back there, because we're going to need it later on. But yeah, so some more movement stuff. And there'll be a fight here that can really be annoying if they have full HP. Sometimes if they have the full HP, they can be rough. But, so we got it. Perfect fight. Go ahead and grab that money while we're at it. Also, Nimpo resets your health, and Nimpo resets every chapter. So we usually abuse that to a pretty good amount. So what I just used there is a Spirit of the Devil, which lets you have an extra Nimpo slot, basically. That'll help us clear rooms pretty nicely when it comes to late game, when we need it. Because pretty much the whole game we're just stockpiling until the end, really. Ooh, those guys are dangerous sometimes. But they're okay. We don't pick up, at least like the current route doesn't really favor picking up the golden scarabs, because it's really just takes too much time that it's worth it. I know when I started running, it just really, like, people sort of did it, but then it kind of did more testing. Shout out to Mike Canis for testing all that stuff. That's huge. He tested a lot with this game. But yeah, there's just a lot of stuff that can be looked over, like a hidden strat. That's why it's cool about it, is that there's something that could be different that's way faster, we don't know. But so we upgrade the dragon sword. We do that so we can get a ticket to that party in order to get into the next mission. Yeah, these dudes can throw incendiaries and kind of catch you off guard sometimes. So yeah, just a basic chapter. A lot of movement stuff. It can be dangerous if you run out of money though, because if you run out of money, then that's like a huge waste. Yeah. So far we haven't used that many smoke bombs, which is okay. I usually don't use them all. We'll use them for a trick coming up that is really cool. I'll tell you more about it when we get to the area, but it's very specific and you can just lose 8 seconds off of it if you don't perform it right, so we'll see. Use the key there. I'm gonna go grab this extra one. So right here, on these spider ninjas, when we come back, we'll be placing 2 smoke bombs here to be able to open that gate to our left over there. So we do that because the spider ninjas, if they are in that tunnel, we can't open that gate. It won't let us. We'll have to kill the enemies. So we try to use smoke bombs like this to distract them long enough to open the door, which I messed up my movement, so I might not be able to. Yeah, see? So then we just go out, despawn them, come back in. That's like 8 seconds of time loss right there, but that's alright. Not too bad. Just one of those cool things where if you get, you're like, it's pretty cool. We didn't get any soldiers in our path there. That's kind of nice. Yeah, there's just little cool fights here and there that make you think. Oh jeez. Yeah, you hit me with that. There's some really cool fights in this game that really show off the limit of what this game could be and like how much some things can be improved on, all kinds of things.
I mean, you were figuring out new strats just the other day.
Exactly.
Like bosses and stuff.
Exactly. Yeah. Right. Like you could just be, you know, doing some practice and be like, wait, I've been doing this combo like all wrong. it's kind of cool. There's a self learning curve there, and it's very nice to it's kind of like an awe moment when you're learning all this stuff, and you finally like put it into a run. It's really cool. All right, so we're gonna fight some dinos here. These guys are a huge issue on the random health thing as well. Is that?
This is when the game becomes weird. You start saying weird stuff.
For sure.
Started out was just, you know, ninjas and like military people. Now we're getting into weird territory.
Yeah. See, those guys can die with just an XYY, but like I said, the different HPs, it's a nightmare. Okay, so we're using a move called the Flying Swallow and the Shuriken Cancel, which is what we're trying to do. He keeps hitting us. And that makes it so you can do extra damage on the arms in order to do this combo. There is possibilities of a one cycle on this, but there hasn't been like, it costs a lot of time for how, I don't know, risky it is, I guess. It hasn't been like fully optimized on the one cycle.
What in the world is that?
Then we do an on-landing Y, finish him off with the UT. So we got hit a lot with the arms. That's just what happens, but it wasn't bad.
Don't worry, Chad, it gets even weirder, dude.
Yeah, we see floating heads soon, don't we?
Alright. So this chapter is the beginning of like, do I have a run? Or like, will this chapter decide the run? There's a lot of things that can go wrong. Like, this is where the run kind of really starts, if you're even on an okay pace. But like I said, the RNG is so like just wonky every time that you could be like plus like 5 minutes and still like PB or something, like at a certain like rate. It's weird. There's just so much different things that can go wrong and go right. So, especially when we're learning all this new stuff, you know, you don't really want to like reset too often because you could learn totally something new. So these enemies are the monks. And man, they're annoying because they can just fly away and never come back. It's real fun. Wow, I actually clipped that guy with the... Ooh, this is a really good room. Wow. That was insane. I clipped him with the technique there in order to do like just like half his HP. That was really nice. I didn't think I hit him. So then we get the Shuriken, Incendiary Shuriken, which is such a good projectile. We use it for a lot of things, including this room right up here. And we know we're getting a refill soon, so you can go ahead and spam, have many as you want in this room. difficult puzzles, you know. So, a strat I've been doing a lot recently is throwing both. Oh, he didn't die. Wow, okay. If you... Oh, he's like still full HP. If you throw both shurikens off the wall, you can throw 2. Which usually is a 1-hit on those monks. But apparently it's not today, of course. Yeah, like that room, see, like, just these rooms can go so wrong so quickly. Give us a red though, that's really nice. Yeah, another example of just things.
The game giveth and the game taketh.
Exactly. Just... Because why not? Place a book. Secret passage, no big deal. So yeah, you go to this body, dump incendiary shurikens. Oh, sometimes, oh yeah, another big issue. They put the attack button as the interact button. So when you see X for interact, that is also the attack button. And enemies will have priority over the door that you're trying to open. So sometimes you'll be trapped in rooms because you can't open the door since the enemies are crowding it. It's really annoying at times, but there are a few ways of trying to work around it that you'll see eventually.
Really good game design.
Oh yeah, fantastic. And then, you know, another example of good game design, the boulder chase. You gotta have it. You just have to. So make sure in this jump here. There we go. And then, don't forget about the brain boys. My boys. Okay. But yeah, we're in a monastery now. Or, not a tomb. So. A lot of different backgrounds. Our money should be good. We're picking up a lot of stuff we need to. Sometimes just like you run, just usually if you're in a bad like money situation, you just kind of have to recover and play around it. But we're doing all right, which is good. So picked up the flails. We're gonna use that. Not too much except for these next few chapters. For some reason they're really good against these enemies coming up here. But yeah. We'll go ahead and do this. Yeah. These guys have like a swarm AI for some reason. And really cool strats. This one was also found recently of letting them just swarm you with the Inferno. Oh, buddy. Letting them swarm you and then the Inferno hit. It's super, super cool. How just random things can be like, oh, by the way, found this out. So yeah. Your goal with each one of these UTs is to kill 2. You might be able to kill 3 every now and then, which is really good if you can do that with just 1. But the spawnings can really mess you up like that. Sometimes the spawnings are just so bad. Yeah. And then the archer's gonna be a problem. So we're gonna go ahead and take care of him. Jeez. Yellow's blue though. Wow. Another example of just fantastic fantastic spawnings. Waited on the UT there because I knew there's 15 in this room you need to kill, but they're not showing up. Gotta kill them the old-fashioned way.
Getting that good RNG.
There's things that you try to minimize the RNG factor, but then it just doesn't even matter at some points. It's just like, what you gonna do about it? Alright. Ooh, killed all three of them, nice. We first gotta kill these guys, so then the button goes up, and we can hit it. So that's real good. Sometimes they won't die, and then you have to kill them manually for the button. Yeah. We also, if you see the red drops, those are the Nimpo drops, which will recharge, you know, my Nimpo. So sometimes you can get really lucky, and those will help you out a ton.
Yeah, red drops are actually like really good. And for like the HUD, it's the little thing that has the fire.
Exactly. Yep.
Just so you guys will know. So when he uses like some kind of spell or whatever, it uses one of those. So if he gets a red drop, it replaces that.
Exactly. So this part's tricky. They can knock you off, waste a bunch of time. So play it slow. Didn't fall off, which is good. Fall off there and it's like 30 seconds. So we have another boss coming up, which is the skeleton dragon, or the bone dragon, whatever you prefer. And we like to play a game of how many tail swipes or bites he's gonna do. And for a bite, he always does it if you're hitting his front legs. Like we got lucky there, we didn't get one. And a tail swipe is when we're hitting the back legs. So he rotates to the legs, so we might be able to see. Oops. Yep, here it is. Can't do anything about that.
The heck is that thing? Man, you're alright.
Told you, dude.
Yeah, 2 tail swipes. It was good. Alright.
It works, dude.
Yeah. So usually before the fight we'll make bets, like how many tail swipes it'll be. You can also do that, which is fun. Give me the nasty right now. Okay. We will, since we have our Inferno, and I'll recharge at the end of this chapter, I'm gonna go ahead and use it on this man right here. Boom. Nice. A lot of tail swipes. You don't like to see that, but chapter 6 is a huge run killer at times because of just how dependent it can be.
The only thing that concerns me is how is that thing moving without any muscles?
Right? Exactly. Okay. Grab that 1,000 gods so we can maximize our HP. We'll be using that later. Let's do the old leap. Problem. Now we'll be upgrading our dragon sword here to level 3, which unlocks the best ability in the game, called the Gleaming Blade. And we'll be using this on all kinds of bosses for the rest of the game. You pretty much just rotate the left stick around and press Y, and you'll see it right here. It's nasty. one-shots those guys, no problem. Oops, did that too early. Here's an example of like sort of a sequence break. Oops. 'Cause you're supposed to like equip your bow and arrow and like send out like bridges to like get across, but we abused the height of the shuriken to kind of sequence break a little ahead, save a little bit of time there. So yeah, I'll need exactly, I think it's 7 incendiaries for this next room. Oops, just making sure we're full on that. Grab some arrows, those later. So this is a strat I think is really cool. Hoping they'll cooperate. Sometimes they'll just shoot you out of the air and you're like, oh, nothing I can do. Just each takes 3. Nice. So then they'll die by the time you get to the button. It's really nice. So release those 2. Didn't want me down, I guess. Now you good. But stack
That
up.
was the dankest pendulum I've ever seen in my life.
So yeah, we grab some more those devil elixirs so we can recharge our Nimpo for the late game. And this boss again, yay! Recycled bosses. So we use Gleaming with the UT. It's a lot of damage. Got a red drop there, but we won't need it for this. So yeah, see how much that does? We'll be using that the rest of the game. That's a really good fight. You can do things in this game called on landings, which usually works with the jumps and the charges of the UTs. Which, if you like buffer up the attack beforehand and like press Y as you're landing, you will do what is called an on landing attack, which pretty much cancels an animation of a charge up. So we use that a lot as well. We'll grab that to upgrade an Nimpo later. Now we're coming up on clearly just the best boss you'll see in any video game.
Oh man, I can't wait.
She's just so much fun.
My
Both
favorite.
phases are just fantastic.
This ain't Alma, is it?
Oh, it's
it is.
always all.
Oh, baby.
Yeah. Looking forward to it. So I said earlier that enemies can just straight up block attacks, dodge attacks, take more damage than they want to. But this special occasion allows her to dodge your flying swallows, which is our like jump dash attack, and just dodge it completely, just RNG. So you can get a perfect fight or just the worst fight. These guys are cooperating. Stop it. I'm gonna go and heal. Play it safe. Why not? Jeez.
They're giving it to you.
There, you're supposed to do that. Just the gleaming blade.
Lord.
But yeah.
Can't tell who's harder, those ninjas or Alma. I don't.
Honestly,
Boss.
that's where I'm at right now. Alright. Here she is. Let's see. Oh, wait. Okay. I promise that she's bad. Now, I'm using a technique also called the Infernal Loop, which puts her in a certain loop, of course, right? She can easily break out of any loop and just give you the sauce. But this seems to be very good. If this hits her, this will be a perfect fight. Wow.
Let's go, dude.
Oh, jeez.
That was the good
Very
stun
nice.
lock right
Good
there. Yeah. Got her in the stun lock, and
Yeah, no kid. Wow.
that's usually the thing, though, is like if you can get her into the stun lock, it's usually okay. But
Right.
getting her into the stun lock is the hard part.
Exactly. I swear, she's difficult. I swear. She's not supposed to take the first flying swallow, but she did. We'll see. We'll revisit the fight later. See how ready for some round 2 action. So now, place been overrun by Marines. Why not? Just go ahead and use both of our Infernos in the beginning, because we don't need them for the rest of this chapter. And now, the cool part of the run, you get to showcase some of your aiming skills. With the bow in the first person mode, you'll see here in a little bit. Oops. But yeah, there is a few things coming up that can give you a lot of trouble. But we'll have to see. Keep the camera locked on me there, so I don't aggro those guys down the hall or down the path. All right. These guys can die in 4 hits as well. That's rough.
Frenchie definitely is in there, but
Oh, you can get a fast kill. You can get a fast kill. If you hit him as he's going before he crosses on the building. It's usually what you want to do, but it can be a little tricky if you're a little off. So now we just gotta wait on a homie to show up in the window. So. Yeah. Need the smoke bombs for just a little part here. You can do this part without the smoke bombs, but you'll just get comboed. Like, it's such a hard door to get into past this door because they'll just start attacking you like immediately. So you smoke bomb, get in the door. Otherwise, you'll just be trying to run in for days on that. Pick up that since we had to use one. And oops. Now replace our bow for a really good bow with like no drop on it at all. It's real good. But yeah, chapter 8's pretty easy. There are a few things that can go wrong, but not too bad. It's good pacing. I like that about the run as well, is that like it kind of like builds you up nice. You get some little breaks here and there, and then the late game you're just at it. It's really kind of punish you if you're not willing to show up for that at the end. Chapter 8. Alright. So like I said earlier, there's a few bosses on here that can be a pretty big issue if they want to be. But with good aim, you should be alright most of the time. And we'll be coming up on a decent sequence break. By decent, I mean like it's pretty huge. It's probably our biggest one yet. So it's funny. Recently, I've been using just normal shurikens on this skip, which have made it apparently, I guess, way harder than it needed to be. So, but instead, we just use the incendiary. I've been using the incendiary ones, which is faster and it's easier. So, let me get this first try. See? With the shuriken, you have to time it like properly, but with this, it's like not even a question half the time. So. Grab the key card. And then we'll be on to the Call of Duty tryouts. Right here. Test all kinds of first-person skills right here. We also acquired, forgot to mention, we acquired explosive tipped arrows, which destroy these guys in one hit.
Very nice aim. I'll probably have you on my Call of Duty team, French.
Thank you, man. That means a lot. Alright, so we got a tank. He shot late, of course. Okay, so now we got these new rounds, which do more damage to these tanks. It looks like we got good RNG here, but this guy can give you some interesting RNG. Sometimes he'll just run right to you, or drive right to you, and then you're done for. So. Oh wow, he didn't die. I'm gonna go ahead and heal as well. Just in case. Sometimes you can get snagged by that random shell. Nice. Killed him before the second shot. That's a good spot. If you can do that, you're sitting pretty good. Alright. So, just took down 2 tanks, no problem. And they'll keep sending them. Keep sending all kinds of stuff at us. Oh, that missed. Okay, give us good helicopter RNG. You can get some bad RNG in that guy specifically. He can drive in a completely different path and just destroy you. But been pretty lucky with these bosses so far. Can't complain. For sure. Alright. Heal again. Equip these arrows for a radio tower coming up. And yeah. More target practice. Sometimes they can throw grenades at you and then completely mess you up. So that's good. So that's pretty much chapter 9. That's like a really solid chapter 9. We had a few missed shots, but yeah, it's not too bad at all. Go in that room to trigger those guys. Walk back up and kill more dudes to get a key card again. And yeah. And then we walking into like the run starts to get tricky, real tricky. Chapter 10. But I think chapters 6 and 10 are definitely like they're huge like deal breakers on runs for sure. Those take a lot of time, practice. That door back there is super specific. If you're not like, if you don't get a good path, they'll stop you at the door and you won't be able to open the door for like ever. So, luckily there's a few things to minimize it, but yeah, that's really good. That might be my best chapter 9 actually. So, that's pretty good. Then you get this part, the random 40-second break. It's weird. There's no reason, and it's only in normal too. Like every other difficulty, like hard, very hard, and Master Ninja, no. They don't have this 40-second wait here. It's super weird. But yeah, the game's so fun. It's got so much replayability. Every difficulty like brings more and more, and like more bosses and stuff. It's really nice. So like even casually, it's like amazing. It's really difficult. The missions add another layer of content with just so many different like scenarios for bosses that they kind of jam together. It's really cool. Definitely like one of my favorite games. But yeah, alright. A lot of movement in this chapter as well. Kind of get lost pretty easily. Sometimes as well. Because you like kind of backtrack a little bit. And then cross over. It's wacky. Oh, you see he's targeting him again. The classic. And then we'll get to also meet my favorite bosses in the game, the worms. Big old worms. Which I have the biggest hatred for. Because they can just react, or they can just mess your day up real good. That was close. See what he's got in store. Oh, looks like it's gonna get RNG. I don't like that though. Yeah, he's up there. Oh, that's fine. All right, reset, boys. That's my bad. There's a really cool strat that I didn't get to show off there, but if you hit him at the certain hitbox, he will be able to, he will it'll count as a double hit, so you'll do like a huge chunk of his health. But yeah, sadly we didn't get to show it there. But the reason why I didn't kill him outright there, by the way, is because I wanted to kill him with the technique so that it would give me more money. Because if you kill the bigger enemies with that technique, you get, it multiplies the money amount. So they already give a lot, but if you know, multiply it, you get way more. So that's, try to do that to be safe. I think I had good enough money to go ahead and not do it, but never know. We'll pick up another Spirit of the Devil here. Let me in. Thank you. Oops. That's also annoying too. You'll just find random geometry and you'll just run straight up. That loses a lot of time. Like if you don't want to do that like at all. Like wall running is like kind of bad because you lose a little bit of time with it. But running straight up a wall, that's just like, that's a no-go. Okay. Now you thought one worm was bad. Well, here's my least favorite fight in the game, with two.
The double.
Just out of my range.
That's beautiful fight.
It's great. Pretty much just play the whole thing cross-eyed, really. Always gotta keep one eye on one.
I love how we went from a military base.
Yeah, right? Oh, he's just pumping out the damage on this poor soul. Nice, that's real good. Let's see what this man does. That's not what you like. You don't want that move at all, ever, because it wastes so much time. He did it again. Oh, got the double hit there. I guess you got to see it. It's very rare in the double, guys. It's more specific. Oops. It's more specific. Let me out. It's yeah. It's super specific on the place there on where to stand, but check the potions. Turns out we were full. It's fine.
Always love this wall jump.
It's fantastic.
It's so weird looking.
Okay. Watch out on the galaxy brain, boys. They're pretty easy if you're just, as long as you're moving. I'm doing that twirl, by the way, because it saves like a little bit of time rather than hard landing, because you never want a hard land. It's considerably slower, and it's a neat little movement trick as well, because like it makes the movement more involving rather than just obviously taking the hard fall, and it's faster, so it's pretty cool that the little things like end up mattering. Okay. Now, finally, that lunar that I picked up in chapter 2, we'll get to use now. Yeah, look at that money. We have plenty of money. I'm gonna go ahead and buy this first, so I don't accidentally buy too many of these boys. Yeah, no, we're good. But yeah. So, upgraded the lunar. we'll be using that very soon, this next boss, and there's a combo that we use with it that is very strong. There is like a YOLO jump coming up here that's like pretty interesting, but I don't think I'll go for it because it's like saves you like 5 seconds and you lose like 20 if you fall. So you don't need to use that. So this is where we try to combine as many inventories as we can so that you don't have to keep popping it in the inventory, coming out, and you'll just lose a lot of time that way. So we just go and combine all this stuff. And on our way to another boss momentarily.
It's the dragon from Futurama, right? The Zuzu.
Okay.
Professor Farnsworth dragon, you know what I'm talking about.
So recently, we found out that you can actually aim the shurikens at his head, which is really useful because his head is the weak point. Please stagger, my man. Thank you. But yeah, his head is the weak point. Boom. Done for. Bows his head, and that's an easy kill. So that was not too bad. But yeah, aiming into shurikens, huge in that fight. You pretty much just throw down the left stick and you aim it at his head, and he's done for. Okay.
Yeah, which one are you playing on right now? Xbox One?
360.
Okay. I didn't know if you finally switched over yet or not.
Not quite. Alright, now we get the best level in the game, where we swim for the next, what is it, 2 minutes? And that's being generous.
Sweet.
So yeah, we'll be doing a risky strat that involves skipping the oxygen tank and just using all of the heals that we have to survive. It's risky, but I think, oh, that's fun. But it's not too bad once you're used to it. You just gotta keep an eye on that health bar, because like I said earlier, the talisman, it'll save you from deaths, but not drowning.
Do we have a moment for a donation?
Oh yeah, for sure.
We have a $3 donation from Felix that says, as promised, here's my $3 for 3 attempts at Zerg skip during my Disney's Extreme Skate Adventure run, putting this towards pacifying Jebel in Delta.
Alright.
And those Nokia ringtones on that run were, they were something. That dance was...
So another thing I figured out on here too is that going on land here is faster than swimming across. So yeah, neat little trick there, I guess, if you fancy that. But this is where we're gonna start losing HP. So once that tank runs out on the left, you'll see the health bar drain, and I will be watching that very closely so I don't die. A real shame. Never die on the water part. I want to keep it that way, so we will be extra safe with these bad boys.
That drained a lot faster than I thought.
Yeah, it's...
If
it
the
can get
life starts going
pretty
down real
dangerous.
quick.
Yeah, sometimes you can just be like spacing off for like half a second. You're like, oh no, what have I done?
The breath meter's like, whatever. And then health is just like, oh.
Exactly.
God.
There's Inazuma, which will be spamming late game. That's the Nimpo I just used. It's a huge late game. We'll be using that like non-stop. It's really good for just clearing rooms out, which is, you know, right what we, it's exactly what we need. Alright, more swimming. And this is where like the real monk-ass part comes up. Because you'll be swimming for so long just relying on like the health. Like in the health potions. So it can get pretty scary. But as long as you're watching it, you don't have to cut it like super close, but as long as you're watching your health bar, it's not too bad. It can be really stressful at times, but your first couple of rounds will definitely be stressful, but yeah, you get used to it. Yeah, you're supposed to go through this part with the oxygen tank, but that's too slow, obviously, so we're going for this instead.
Oh my gosh.
Be pretty silent here watching these health bars.
Needs full concentration.
Also get chomped by the homies right here, so I want to be careful of that. The fish boys will get you sometimes. Okay. Playing it super safe. Sometimes I'll like cut it real close to like kind of play with it, but not this time. And we're out. Okay. Alright. Now we gotta fight another boss. He can be a huge issue, but if he wants to. Pretty much decides when he wants to block and when he doesn't want to. See? Don't want to get caught in the wall now. Ow. Use that move for the iframes, really useful. That charge move is dangerous. That can do like half your HP, like easy. Maybe like a little bit more than half. It's real bad. Come on, bro. God dang it. Finally. Okay. That was pretty bad, but there is another strat using the flails. The flails we used in the beginning of the game on chapter 6, but It is more consistent, but it's definitely like crazy slower. So just a little bit more sequence breaks there. Use the shuriken height. Yeah. But boring chapter's done, so that's good. So this chapter can also, this chapter is another huge impact in like a good time, and you'll see why very quickly. So I'm just recovering some health pots that we used up earlier.
This is my favorite part of the game.
Yeah, it's real nice.
Every time I hear the music, I think of Metroid Prime. It also reminds me of Hellfire Peaks from Banjo-Tooie, how it's half cold, half hot. It's just a good combo.
Also, I don't know if you saw that, but I canceled the hard fall by switching weapons. So that's interesting. That caught me off guard for sure. But yeah, a lot of like real hard movement here. Like the movement throughout the game like progressively like gets a little tougher, which is nice. It's definitely a good pacing. Just the whole run, just really good for the pacing. And you got the lava. Does a little bit, so we want to avoid as much as we can. Exactly like that. Like that as well. Okay. Jeez. Caught the lip there. We'll just walk it out. I'm also gonna grab this chest. It gives you 5,000 essence, I believe. So that'll be useful for buying our second talisman, which is a safer strat for sure.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen you grab that chest.
But yeah, a good like rule of thumb is that if you burned your first talisman and you like want to get another one by the end of the game, you really want to grab that chest. It makes the farming a lot less money tight, and it like guarantees everything that you get. So we're gonna be doing another neat little movement trick here. If I can do it. There we go. When we switch back to the lunar, I'm gonna go ahead and heal, because there's another boss fight coming up with our favorite boy, Jotunfrau. He is the best man you could ask for.
Best girl.
Yeah.
Obviously waifu material.
Alright. But yeah, reason why he's just just the absolute best is he has a move where he can be invincible, and you have to wait it out. It is completely RNG, and looks like he didn't even do it. So that's super lucky.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was.
We'll see him again later though. He'll do it for us later, I'm sure.
Yeah, he probably will.
Alright. So yeah, that lunar combo is really good for that guy. Then we'll be switching back to the Dragon Sword for the extra, pretty much the extra distance. When I do that circle jump, that like X after the jump, that's just giving me extra distance pretty much. So I can make the jumps. Let's see if we can make that. No. Probably gonna heal here as well, because there's another boss, and it's a return of a good friend, but a different move set, and a little different skin. So it's real great. This guy can like almost 100 to 0 you if you get grabbed. It's very, very bad. He's doing it, isn't he? Yeah, look at him. He's too scared. Yeah, there's a grab. Flying swallow. Not bad. Yeah, he certainly was. Now we got another boss coming up, and this guy can really get you good. If you're not paying attention, or if you blink, he can like stun lock you in lava and destroy you. With the risky strat, of course. But to be honest, that's the only strat I know. That's semi-fast. That's semi-fast, so we go for him. Again, we'll be using the lunar. Ooh, you like that? Okay, he's keeping his head down. This is really good. Don't do that to me though. That's like perfect RNG. When he stands up, his hitbox on his stomach gets gets real bad, and he has a very tight window on the hitbox. So, but when he sits down, you can hit his like whole body. So that's really good. That's a good fight. Not too bad. But yeah, he has like a fireball move and then like a screech like fire attack. So if you get like hit with the screech or the fireball and then knocked in the lava, that's at least like half your health. So it can be real bad real quick if you're not paying attention. Which is why I'm being super careful on the heals. Alright, a little bit of movement stuff for a little while here in preparation for the best boss in the game. Just the absolute greatest thing to happen to this video game. We will refill on our shurikens since we'll be using them late game. But here's the best cutscene.
Where is Reed?
Where is he? That's it, pretty much just the meme, practically. Oh, they're pretty passive there. That's surprising. Alright. So we don't need to switch to the Dragon Sword because we will be upgrading our Dragon Sword very soon, and then it will automatically equip it for us. So. But yeah. There is, like I said earlier, there is a rough boss coming up. And it's a sequel to a boss we killed earlier that we got perfect RNG on. And whenever
I can't wait.
whenever you get perfect RNG on one, you get destroyed on the other. So I am ready for that.
I cannot wait.
Neither can I, to be honest. But yeah. Okay. But yeah, is Alma from the beginning that we fought. She will be back. Wants that revenge, boys. So
awaken the
And then
almond.
she'll be back again.
yeah, she'll be back again. Exactly.
Yeah.
In a different form, but yes.
In a more vocal form as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you guys will see.
Oh, 100%
Yeah.
vocal. Yeah, 100% on that.
I can't. Back to back. Okay, so back in the village, back earlier. The burning is done. Now it is raining. You know how we do. So yeah, we just upgraded our sword, automatically equipped it, and now we got the true dragon sword, which is my favorite, personally. Alright, here goes nothing. We will also equip, we will play super safe and use this. I usually don't, but you can get comboed pretty bad if you're not careful. So, here we are. Awakened Alma. Let's see. Good RNG in the beginning. Real good RNG. The triple hit. I promise this is a bad fight. Like earlier. Look, she hit me. But that's such an unbelievable start. That is insane. Watch out for that grab. That'll do like 75% of your health. Because you're supposed to have a higher HP bar, but that's slow to grab all those, so.
It's starting. Okay.
No.
Okay. Oh.
I should have, if I was fast enough, I should have killed her. She's dead. Wow, what a fight. Okay.
That was pretty.
That was pretty good. That was definitely a good fight. I'm sad you guys didn't get to see a bad fight. But, yeah. You can get... She's, like, the biggest run killer. Like, there's so many checkpoints of run killing in this you gotta go through. And she's definitely adds to that. Like, if you can't read her... If you're not familiar with her patterns, she will destroy you. Like, I'm kind of used to when she'll grab and when she won't. So it's a little easier, but yeah, if you're not careful and you don't dodge the grab, that'll do easily 75% of your health, like no problem. We're gonna be farming some essence here, so we can get a the talisman. We'll have 2, so then that'll like kind of guarantee like smooth sailing. go ahead and use the rest here. We grabbed that chest earlier, so even if we don't farm that well, we should be good for money anyway. And we're like pretty stocked up on potions as well. I didn't have to use any in that fight really, so. Like you can easily just drain all your health pots and then the rest of the game will just be really hard. But if you can kind of sneak away with a good fight, it's usually looks good for the run. Yeah, each wave spawns 5, and it's for a total of 40. Okay. There we go. That's a lot of money for us. Yeah, these guys specifically hand out a bunch of money. Feels good, man. Okay. Our money should be fine. No problem. So, all right, that's chapter 13 done. Now here's like the kind of final rush of the game. 14's pretty calm, not too bad. The boss can be tricky, but I'm pretty much just repeating myself at this point. Every boss can be tricky. But yeah, the real like boss rush starts at 15, and that can get pretty rough if you don't have the materials for like heals and Nimpo usage and stuff. But yep.
Is the karma, is that just like a little score?
Yes, that is just a score. I usually have that window up because it tells you time on like certain boss fights. It has its own like little timer that'll tell you like how fast you like cleared boss fights and stuff. So it's pretty cool. Yeah, there's a huge community for like karma runs where they try to maximize their score throughout a whole game. It's really interesting. So now is the part, this is kind of a taste of where we just spam him in Azuma. Hope for red drops, that's what we're looking for here. Hopefully this round gives us some. Nope, okay. So this guy. Yeah, you get a red drop there and it just makes the fight so much easier since you can just spam it again. And since I'm like money rich, I probably could have used the thing, but yeah, we have so much money. Buy a talisman. You want to make sure you buy these arrows for the late game. You'll need some of these. And then just fill up on potions, whatever you need, really. We're one short there, but that's fine. It's not too bad. Oh, never mind, we can just pick it up here. What am I thinking? So we're currently full on everything, which is real nice. Now there's gonna be some real fun boys here. The ghost fishes. Now these guys are just the biggest problem. If you do the on landing jumps, there, they can't hit you. But if you do the normal jumps, they'll just eat you up real good. So, but to do those on landing, you pretty much just reset the left stick to neutral, and then jump and just time it with your jumps. Reset it to neutral, press up when you want to jump, and just keep doing that. And yeah, these guys can get you good. It can stun lock you and like kill you. It's bad like that. For example, this crab guy is being a fun boy. Yeah, another strat is just doing that against the fishes to be safe. That's the slower one, but definitely safer. Like I'll be using it on the hard corners just cause sometimes it's hard to use your jump and also stay in line where you're not bouncing off the walls. So yeah. But on the clear paths, I'll just be doing the normal jumps. Because it's way easier. Or because it's easier to line it, but yeah, for here, it get a little rough sometimes. See if I can do it here. Cool if I could. Nice. See, bounce off the wall and you get smoked for like half your HP, so you gotta be real careful. Go ahead and heal. Be sure. Okay, not bad. This door can be a huge pain as well. Yeah, you get a bad fish spawn, and you can get stun locked like by the fish and then the crab dude. He's got a slow start. Oh, he grabbed me. That spinning blade, if you're caught in your gleaming blade, it'll give you like armor. You can still take damage, but it won't like break you out of it. So if you do a gleaming while he throws his blade, he will one-shot you if you're not careful. So you really gotta pick and choose when you want to use your gleaming blade or not. Just do it improperly and you can lose. If you don't have a talisman, you'll just insta die, and it's happened to me so many times. Not bad. Okay, chapter 15. This when it gets scary, a little bit. The adrenaline kind of runs by this point. If you have no heals or anything, it can get real bad. So, but we have 2 talismans, full heals. We should be fine. Give me a red. It's nice of you. Okay. Here's where the Inazuma will be the champion. On these floors coming up, we'll be just spamming that throughout the floors. This area is the last kind of main, I guess. Main area, I guess is good to say, but when it comes to just fighting normal dudes, but yeah. Nimpo followed by an XYY usually kills him. You get really unlucky there and get the double bite. That's fun. So I'm gonna use this early. Oh. Oh, that didn't hit him. The pillar in the middle can be such a huge troll. Not bad. The pillar in the middle can block your whole like Inazuma. like damage just because of the hitboxes. But pretty much at this point, you just really hope for some red drops. Because if you get red drops, then you can not have to use your potions. Yeah. There was one there, so we'll grab that. The ghost fishes have a pretty good tendency to drop those. No, that would have been huge. Ooh, drop the reds. Let's go. See, they got some weird spawns going on. So, I think this room is definitely where our weakest optimization is. For sure. Because these rooms need to be... They could be just so bad. You can lose a lot of time just for some little things like this. Or sometimes you just get really lucky and they'll just start like tracking you like crazy. That's red. Pretty good red drop so far. Yeah, you gotta be really careful about your Nympho usage. Because if you use way too many and you're not getting the red drops, you could straight up like lose the run from just not, you know, properly managing that. Okay. One more guy. Alright. So... got a few more... Or, one more floor to go, never mind. One more floor. Here's where the stun lock can be dangerous. They could like, just walk in. The fish could just grab you right as you're getting grabbed by the next fish, and you just get comboed and comboed, and you're just, next thing you know, you're dead. So it can be real bad. That's why I try to just avoid any kind of damage from them. Nice red drop. Alright. More Inazuma spam. Really good for room clears like this. Especially good if you get the red drops. Didn't get any there, but that's fine. And you'll recognize this guy for the third time, but with just more health. Try not picking that up so I can do this. Oh well. Did that too early. Yeah, look how much health he has compared to the earlier guys. Not too bad though. That's our main man, Marvis, by the way. We'll get to meet him here in a little bit. Sometimes on this room they can hang out in the sides. Oh, nice. And then your Inazuma won't be in range. It sucks, but sometimes it just happens. Alright. Now for the favorite line.
How do you like this?
How do you like this?
Best line in the game.
100%.
I was waiting on it.
See it? Nope. You're gonna see it immediately. The invincibility move. So in that time, I recently discovered that throwing the incendiaries still does damage while you're in there. So it doesn't completely waste it, but it's annoying still, right? We're gonna go ahead and heal, because he will one-shot me. These dudes do mad damage late game, because you're supposed to have a huge HP bar by this point, but yeah, that would take way too long. Now we got Marvis. We do a little trick on this guy, where we will catch him in a combo lock. And this guy can just be pure RNG. He can just spawn dudes against you forever, or do this move, which is what we want, because then it'll keep him in a stun lock. Now there is a slightly faster combo by 2.5 seconds, but I don't run that inventory like setup. I don't equip the shurikens here anymore, and also it's just it's just too risky. So you break out of the combo, then you have to run the RNG truck again in order to be, in order to get something good. So I always play it safe there, like no matter what. Just use the combo that works. But yeah, he was pretty nice to us. Sometimes you can just spawn boys forever and there's like nothing you can do about it. It's a shame. It's kind of upsetting, like sitting there and watching a run just die because he's deciding not to spawn, or not to dive bomb you, but...
That made me kind of trip out a little bit. Getting that turn.
Yeah, man. So, I left that potion there because we were full, but then I'd use one there for safety, so now we're on the final few bosses with 2 talismans, so it's definitely the place. This is definitely, you want to be at this, status, I guess. But here, we will spam flaming again. Really good RNG on the punch. That's what you usually want to see. And then a twirl. Jesus, swap. Okay. So we just gotta take out the arms, and then the chest as well. I don't even know where I'm at right now, I'm being honest.
Yeah.
Not a bad fight. It's pretty good. Now this guy, this is my arch nemesis right here. I've lost plenty of good paces on this man. Just because of the different patterns he can give you can really kind of mess you up.
Yeah, there's been plenty of memes made about this boss.
Yes.
Frenchie09 to it on
Yes.
several.
That's for sure. So we're gonna use Inferno to cancel out the fire wheels and then re-equip it. And we'll see what kind of pattern he gives us. This is a late pattern. I gotta be careful. Okay. That was super late. Don't want to see those ever. It's fine though. He also has a habit of stepping on you there. He can jump on your platform and just one hit KO you. It's pretty bad, but if you're expecting it, you should be alright. He's just slightly low, so I'll have to throw shurikens at him. And he's dead. Too bad. It's a pretty good chapter 15. Playing it safe. The floors were kind of bad, but we're sticking to the Nimpo guide here, so don't want to move out too far from it. Now we are going to safety save just in case we hop off the edge here, so because you can fall from any point up here, and I've had a run also lose to just falling off this edge, so you don't want that. There's like no invisible walls in this part. You can just straight up jump off if you want to. It's very bad. Okay. Okay. Final boss time. Now I'll be using the iframes of the fire wheels in between his combos to counter. Ooh, that's dangerous. But yeah, we have 2 talismans. So the talisman will completely refill our health and our Nimpo. So I can definitely play reckless, but I don't want to burn him super quick. Also, be ready on time when this guy dies. Go ahead and just burn our talisman as we can. Of course, he jumps up there, right? And time. Alright.
Congratulations.
Good job.
Good job.
Yo, thank you.
Good job.
Thank you. Alright. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. Shout out to the community. We got all kinds of strats from everyone. Everyone's kind of put in their own little strats here and there, and it's super cool. But yeah, I'd love to see any people hop into Discord, you know, discuss some things. You know, it's really fun. I've been running this like exclusively for like, it's been like probably 7 months now, so it's super fun. You can get into it, get some help from people, and I don't know, just have a lot of fun. It's a high learning curve for the ceiling. It's there for sure, but it's, if you're willing to put in the time, it's a lot of, it's really fulfilling. But yeah. Alright.
It's over.
Yeah. Thanks for Midwest Speed Fest for having me on here. It's my first marathon run, so it's really it's been a pleasure. And make sure you guys donate. It's for a good cause. And
Thank you for submitting. And
yeah, no problem. Thank you. Yeah. All right.
So we'll just leave you up for just a second, because that's how they can hear me right now. We'll cut to intermission, and then I'll get everything switched up for Fear.
Okay.